Hello everyone and welcome to part 1 of our Forbidden Door pay-per-view. 4 big matches lined up for you this evening, including a huge Elimination Chamber match in our main event to crown the #1 contender for the SWE Championship here live from Hartford, Connecticut. And here we go, then the bell goes and we are underway. Triple threat rules here. First pinfall or submission will be enough for the victory. And this match was suggested by MZK Punk, of course. We've got 3 men in this one representing the WWE. We have got John Cena. Representing WCW, we have got Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And representing AEW, we have got Kenny Omega. The current SWE champion, Kenny Omega, that is. Now, of course, standard triple threat rules exist, as I said earlier on. First pinfall or submission gets the win, no countouts, no disqualifications either. So, should be a very interesting match. The winner will not only get the win, but also a couple of bonus points for winning a triple threat, which means the winner of this match will pick up 3 points in the singles ranking. So huge, really. So let's see which one of them can come out on top. I'm really looking forward to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, of course, this weekend. Booked a whole week off work so I can actually watch it. Because being a European, or a man from England, basically all these pay-per-views start at 1 AM for us on a Sunday night. So we have to either have no sleep going into work on a Monday, or we have to book time off. That's how it works. So all you Americans that are moaning about watching New Japan events because they start really early in the morning for you, now you know how we feel. Hogan now, big clothesline, taking down Cena. Omega is out on the outside. Remember, Omega is the SWE champion. A pinfall for any of these guys over Omega would definitely ask that question here tonight. So yeah, 4 big matches lined up. We have got this one, of course. Next up, we're going to have a 6-man tag of Team WWE with Rey Mysterio, Dominik Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero going up against Death Triangle, Fenix, Penta, and Pac. Then we'll have our first ever intergender tag match in SWE as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, representing WWE, will team up to take on the team of Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker. And then our main event, the 6-man Elimination Chamber. We have got Roman Reigns, the WWE champion, CM Punk, the AEW champion, Josh Alexander, the Impact champion, Jay White, the IWGP champion, El Hijo del Vikingo, the AAA champion, and Jonathan Gresham, the Ring of Honor champion. All those guys together, and the winner of that Elimination Chamber will be the #1 contender for Kenny Omega's championship. That was a lot of talking, wasn't it? My cats are desperate to go out in the garden again. Let me record this video and we'll go in the garden again, yeah? Is that fair? Half hour? Oh, they're so demanding. They want everything. Right, Omega now on the outside with Hogan. It's Cena all on his own at the moment. Currently just getting a bit of time to recuperate. As Omega slamming the head of Hogan into the mat. Now Cena re-enters the ring, and there's that step-up enziguri there by Hogan. So who is the Cena then? So, sorry, my mind started thinking something then. I didn't say it out properly. So you've got, that was a high slam, that wasn't it? So of course you had Hogan, and then Hogan was sort of replaced by the massive baby face. I suppose a combination of either Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart in that sort of new era. Then it was The Rock and Austin. Then it's been Cena for many, many years. So who's the massive face of this generation? Of course, it was Roman Reigns who was overly pushed as a massive face, but of course, he's now a massive heel. So who would you class as this generation's John Cena at this point in time? It's an interesting question, that one. I mean, Seth has dabbled on both sides. Reigns, of course, is now on the heel side as well. Is Lesnar the massive face at this point in time? As he just switched places with Roman Reigns? God, that Lesnar-Reigns feud has been going for so long. They've just switched roles, haven't they? They must have been feuding now, those two, for like 3 or 4 years, if not longer. Cena now taking Omega up into that big power bomb. Wow, big maneuver. Cena now sending Omega into the corner. Hogan with a back elbow on Cena, sending him into the corner as well. Double stack Cena and Omega and send Cena straight into Kenny Omega. Face first. And Hogan now working over Omega, dropping the leg drop onto the arm. And Hogan in full control here of the SWE champion. Kenny Omega, there's the atomic leg drop. Will this be enough to pick up the 3 count? Cena is down on the outside. No, Omega was able to kick out at the 2. And there's the big boot by Hogan on Cena. And now Hogan's going to go after a different target. Dropping the atomic leg drop this time on Cena. Hooks the leg. But it's too close to the ropes. The referee calls the rope break. But Hogan's so close there to winning this match. Almost pinning both of his opponents one after the other with those atomic leg drops. Hogan now sending Omega into the corner. Big knee strike right into the ribs. Omega able to fight back as Cena slowly getting up to his feet. And what a running knee strike that was by Omega on Hogan. Drops into the pin, but Cena's there to break it up. A slap, a chop, and a super kick into the gut there by Omega, but Cena catches it with that strong clothesline. Now Cena, gut wrench. Straight up into that deadlift sit-out powerbomb, but Hogan's there to break it up. Cena now running in with that big clothesline, flattens Hogan. And Cena now going to take Omega. No, I think he was looking for the fisherman's suplex. Omega reversed it into a Northern Lights. Cena, lovely dragon screw there on Omega. Dropping the elbow into the face. The cat just got well concerned. I got a notification on my phone and she sat right next to it and frightened the life out of her. Cena now up on top. In with that big crossbody, flattens Kenny Omega. Cena now stalking Omega and up into that attitude adjustment. Cena with a pin, but Hogan's there to break it up. And now Hogan chokeslams Cena. There's the pin by Hogan. Can he get the pin here over Cena? No, God, that was close. That was very, very close to the 3. Omega's back up on his feet, but he just takes a step away as Hogan, with a lazy big boot there, flattening Cena. Hogan now knee in the gut of Omega and sends him over the top rope, and now going to bring him back in the hard way. Clubbing blow in the back of the neck, dropping Omega though, who's back up on his feet. Omega now hooking the other leg of Hogan in with that suplex. It's a smart maneuver, that one. By hooking that leg, you tighten up the muscles in the side, which really makes it a lot more painful when it does land. As the knee strike... Oh, it's not quite enough. Omega almost getting the victory. Omega, lovely snapdragon here on Cena. Will that be enough? Oh my God. Omega, though, all of a sudden is in full control of this match. Another big V-trigger on Hogan. And Omega gets it with a big V-trigger. The SWE champion, representing AEW, gets a huge victory here on night number 1 of this Forbidden Door. Where is Kenny Omega then? Because he wasn't actually massively high in the rankings, was he? He was, well, he's up in 38 for the moment on +5. But with this win in the triple threat Of course, like I said, you get the point for the win and 1 each for your 2 opponents. So he's going to move up now to a +8 in the ranking system. That's going to throw him up into 23rd position. Where we got Hulk Hogan there was on +11. This is going to drop him down onto +10. And where is Mr. Senile? John Cena was a -3. Wow. John Cena's now going to drop down to a -4. That's surprising he's so low, to be honest. I didn't think he was going to be that low. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, Cesaro, Nakamura, Cena, Christian, Guevara, Vader, Cody, Cactus Jack and Mankind, Davey Richards, Chris Benoit, all really low in the rankings. I think we're in desperate need of an episode of Dark pretty soon. But let's get into our next match. And here we go then, match number 2 of the evening. We have got a 6-man tornado tag team match. Death Triangle representing AEW. Of course, we have got Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta Oscuro taking on the team of Rey and Dominik Mysterio, along with Eddie Guerrero. So we definitely know that Dominik Mysterio's father is in this match. It's just debatable which one it is, I suppose, isn't it, really? But it's an interesting one. Of course, this not only affects the singles division with all these guys after points, also tag team points up for grabs as well. Los Mysterios will hope to get the point. And of course, the Lucha Brothers have not really had much in terms of tag team action so far this universe mode, have they really? Let's have a look at Death Triangle. They currently sit after 11 matches, actually after 13 matches, on a -1 overall, while Mysterios currently sit on a -1 after 3 matches. So the pair of them in the minuses both could do with the points here. Of course, I think the Mysterios were part of the father-son tag team tournament we did earlier on in the year, as the pin was attempted there by Penta, but it was broken up by Dominik Mysterio. As Guerrero now taking up Penta Oscuro, who fights back with the strikes in the head and then clotheslines Guerrero to the outside. That leaves it a 3-on-2 inside the ring. Oh, what a kick that was by Pac, knocking down Dominik Mysterio. Rey hasn't seen it. And oh, that was almost enough to get the victory there. Almost enough to get that victory indeed. Pac now caught with that big DDT. And all of a sudden, the Mysterios and Eddie Guerrero taking control of this one. Dominik in with a springboard into the DDT on Rey Fenix. Pac, though, turning it around with that stiff DDT, face of Mysterio into the mat. I'm a little bit disappointed with some of these calls, you know. I expected them to be a real fantastic Pac, and the Pac isn't ideal. I mean, the Phoenix and Pentagon isn't perfect either, but they are. I think all these calls are usable. I mean, I would prefer a better Pac if we could. It does the trick, doesn't it, really? If you just don't look too close into the face, you'll be fine. Don't look into his eyes. Whatever you do, don't look into his eyes. Rey now with the big strikes into the face and then throwing it in with that spinning heel kick. Now remember our version. Oh my god, look at that stereo frog splashes there by the Mysterios. That's going to be enough in it, or no? Will it be enough for Dominik? No, it's not. Oh my god. Yeah, our version of the Forbidden Door does not just limit to AEW versus New Japan. We are allowing any company to come in and challenge against each other, as there is the Rings of Saturn locked in the brutalizer here by Pac on Rey, but Dominik's there to break it up. So yeah, across these 8 episodes of Forbidden Door, you'll see lots of different companies competing against each other. There'll be a lot of championships up for grabs. All the YouTube championships, which you guys have been voting for over the past week or so in a poll on YouTube. As well as the SWE Championship, of course, we'll find out the #1 contender for that one a little bit later on tonight. As attempted 619 by Dominik Mysterio, caught by Pac. And is that going to allow Pac the opportunity now? Solo in the ring to lock in that brutalizer once again on Dominik Mysterio. Eddie's there to break it. No. Eddie is now coming back in to break it up, but it's not enough. And Death Triangle get the win. Eddie Guerrero, I think he failed there. He slid in to make the break, and for some reason, he just didn't. He slid back out again. But there we go. Death Triangle get the point. Moves them up to 0. Los Mysterios going to move down to a -2. Then over into the singles division. Rey Mysterio is going to drop down to a -2. Dominik Mysterio dropping down also to a -2. Eddie Guerrero, not Chavo, not Guerrero Maya, but Eddie Guerrero is going to drop down to a +1. But on the other side of the coin, Rey Fenix moves up to a +7. Pac is going to move up to a +1. Penta Oscuro is going to move himself up to a 0. Right, let's move on to our first ever intergender match in SWE. Yeah, I mean, they're good cause until you get this view, isn't it, really? Right, let's move on. And here we go then, intergender rules here do apply. The men may only fight the men, and the women may only fight the women. So this should be an interesting one. Not really tested this match type out too much, but I think it is pretty stable and does work pretty well because of that rule. So because of that rule, I think, yeah, it's going to make things a lot easier for us. So, yeah, it should be an interesting one. Of course, representing WWE, we have got the couple of Seth Rollins and Adam Cole. Of course, they are married. No, they're not. Let me start it again. We have got Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch together. And on the AEW side of the ring, we have got Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker. Britt is outstanding, isn't she, really? I mean, it's taken the women's division a lot longer to progress in AEW. It took the men's division, but I think they are really coming into their own now. I think, especially with some of the more recent signings in AEW, I mean, bringing in Toni Storm and Athena as well, I think is great. And, of course, they've got the 3 belts now, technically, to fight for, I suppose. They've got the AEW Championship, the Ring of Honor Championship, and they have the, of course, the TBS Championship as well. TBS Championship at this point in time, in my opinion, is not really being used. I know that sounds stupid, but I think the idea is because the TBS Championship is being used as almost like a gimmick for Jade. And until she finally suffers her first loss and loses the belt, which I don't see happening, maybe Athena could be the first one. If it's not Athena, then I don't know who they could bring in to take the belt away from Jade, to be honest. That's going to be the tricky one, I suppose. Unless we get a face turn from maybe a Nyla Rose. Well, I think does have the potential to do a face turn, to be honest. She does seem to have quite a fun personality that I think might go down quite well as a face. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. And because she's obviously big and strong, they generally use her as a heel. It's much easier to do. So yeah, I think the women's division AEW is really picking up now. And Britt obviously held it on her back for a very, very long time, and Now passing the belt over for a run for Thunder Rosa, I think was good. Not overly sold on Thunder Rosa's run at the moment. I'm a big fan of Thunder Rosa, but not overly sold on the way the run is going so far. I don't think she'll lose it to Toni Storm this week. I think that'd be very unlikely. But we'll have to wait and see. So this match mainly taking place on the outside of the ring at the moment. Of course, the women cannot get involved. Like I said, intergender rules do apply. I have set up an extra sheet on the rankings, by the way, for intergender tag rankings, because potentially we could use this as a championship as well. Of course, the game does not allow us to actually use a physical championship here, but we could still use it ourselves and just keep track manually, such as the way I'm considering doing a 6-man tag division at some point. As Seth completely clotheslines Adam Cole to the outside, and once again the match descends to a battle on the outside. It seems to be pretty constant at this point in time. And we've seen very little of the two women in this match so far. There was one short period of time where they were tagged in. Britt got 1 or 2 maneuvers off before tagging Adam Cole back into the match. Seth now sending Adam Cole face first into the ring post. Seth now climbing back into the ring. It's time for Adam Cole to do so now as well. Come on, let's get this in the ring and let's get some actual... No, maybe not then. It's just not happening, is it? For some reason, these two just want to fight on the outside constantly. Is it something to do with this match type? I don't know. Is it just a weird... Is it just a weird way the match is working or what? I'm not quite unsure about what's happening here, to be honest. This match constantly wants to be on the outside. I mean, we'll see as time goes on if we do some more of these matches and see if they all sort of end up the same way, but it's just a weird way of doing it, isn't it, really? Seth re-enters the ring, and as does Adam Cole. Let's see if he can keep it in the ring this time, boys. As Seth now taking Adam Cole up, but Cole rolls it through. There's the pin, and Britt's job now is to block off Becky Lynch, but Britt was blocked off by the actual pinfall itself. So that didn't really work too much for them, did it? Seth with a boot in the gut. Adam Cole catches the leg and a knee in the face of Seth. Super kick into the knee and then a super kick into the face. Dropping the elbows into the face as well, and Adam Cole in firm control. There's the boot in the face of Seth. Bringing Seth back up to a standing base. Now Adam Cole sends him into the corner. Is he thinking potentially Panama Sunrise? I mean, if this is the case, if he does this and gets the pin, then we have seen barely anything of the two women in this one. Okay, Becky does break up the pin. Nice elbow in the face there by Adam Cole. Cole sends Seth into the corner. Seth fighting back though, and there is the tag. Britt Baker tags herself in, and finally we're going to get to see some action from the two females in this match. And it's Britt Baker who at the moment is in more control. Taking down Becky Lynch, slamming the arm into the mat. Big chops across the neck. Stamping the back of the head by Britt Baker as well. And now Britt going in for that lockjaw submission on Becky Lynch. Will this be enough to get the submission victory as Adam Cole just shoulder blocks Seth Rollins right off the apron? There's nobody to come to Becky's defense here, but Becky is able to break free. Becky now with the strikes in the face, but Britt Baker catches her with a DDT. God, I am hot. Britt Baker now with a pin on Becky Lynch. Only a 2 count. so freaking warm. The men are back in. Seth now taking Adam Cole in with the snap suplex. And standing moonsault as well on Adam Cole. There's the boot into the arm. And now Seth in with that curb stomp on Adam Cole. And that could be enough. Seth going to pull Cole away from the ropes. He's going to drop into the pin. But I think Britt Baker will probably be able to get across and break this one up. She does. Comes flying across before the ref even gets down for a 2 count. Becky was down on the outside. Can't quite see if she's back up on her feet yet. Adam Cole with the elbow in the face. Adam Cole sending Seth off the ropes. Big back elbow. Seth with a single leg drop kick. Becky is back up now. And there is the tag. Britt Baker re-enters the ring as well. Sorry, I was a bit of beer. Nice fisherman suplex there by Becky. What is the point of intergender tag matches when the women just do not seem to want to compete at all, do they? The women just seem to like to tag out constantly. Over and over again, the women do not like to be in the ring. Someone who does like being in the ring, though, is Adam Cole with the Panama Sunrise. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Becky's not coming in. Oh. How was that not a 3 count? How was that not a 3? Seth now in with a Falcon Arrow on Adam Cole. And now stalking. This is a big opportunity while Britt Baker's down on the outside. Seth with a boot in the guts. And he springs himself up for the curb stomp. There's the pin. It's a rope break straight away. Adam Cole using great ring intelligence there to throw his arm underneath the bottom rope and to get that rope break. Here's the tag for the inevitable 34 seconds of women's wrestling we'll probably get. Nice takedown. There's the pin. It's only for a 2 count. Becky now has the arm of Britt Baker in with a disarm her, locked in. Will Britt have to tap here? Will Britt tap out? No, she doesn't. She's able to wiggle herself free once again. Big boot in the spine by Becky Lynch. A boot into the back of the arm as well. And finally, we're getting a bit of prolonged action here. And there is the submission locked in. Was that... No. Was that a tap? No, it wasn't. Okay. There is a pin, though. 1, 2... and 3, and there is the win, finally, huh? I mean, what did you think of this match type? I'm not 100% sold on it, to be honest. Seth Rollins, who was top of the rankings, is going to drop down to a +20, which puts him second underneath Jeff Cobb. I mean, everyone deserves to be underneath Jeff Cobb, don't they, really? Adam Cole Bebe was a -3. This is going to move up to a -2. In the women's rankings then, Becky Lynch, who's on a -1, is going to drop down to a -2. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, was on a -3, is going to move up to a -2. And in the intergender tag rankings, we're going to see the team of Britt and Adam Cole go on a +1. And the team of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch drop to a -1. Right. Let's move on to our main event. It's going to be a long episode, this one, isn't it? And here we go then, 6-man elimination chamber to crown the #1 contender for the SWE Championship. Of course, Kenny Omega's belt. This was randomized, by the way. So starting things off, we have got the Ring of Honor World Champion, Jonathan Gresham, going up against the AEW World Champion, CM Punk. Inside the pods, then we've got the Impact Champion, Josh Alexander. We've got the AAA Champion in El Hijo Vikingo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Vikingo. We've got Jay White there, the IWGP Champion from New Japan. And Roman Reigns, the WWE Champion, of course, from the WWE. But yeah, there we go. Of course, lots of points up for grabs. 1 point for the winner and 1 point for each elimination. So 6 points up for grabs altogether here. So somebody has a very good chance of really turning their luck around, as Gresham now heading up onto the top rope. And he's going to drop down with that 450 splash on CM Punk. I have noticed, though, looking at the stuff that we are going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, there's not a lot of AEW versus New Japan stuff. It all seems to be WWE Impact, so I'm definitely going to push myself to put a bit more of that in there. But like I said, we've tried to really go around various different places, really. Lots of different companies and a lot of matches that you probably wouldn't get a chance to see any other way. And I'm sure, I mean, AEW, look, well, Tony Khan's already stated that he would like this to become an annual event with New Japan, which would be incredible. I'd like to see some of these New Japan guys turn a bit more often. I mean, the likes of Will Ospreay and Aussie Open, the Great, well, basically all of the United Empire have been fantastic. Okay, we didn't get any lights for some reason, but we have got Roman Reigns entering the chamber as number 3. There's the pin by Punk. Not enough to get the elimination. So what's the #1 contendership for the Women's Championship there? No. You know what? I don't think I've actually got one, to be honest. Women's Tag Team, European, North American, Hardcore, Tag, SWE. I haven't got #1 contendership for the SWE. Okay, we'll do the same sort of thing then, I suppose. We'll take the WWE Women's Champions. We'll take the AEW Women's Champion, as well as... Well, sadly, the AEW Women's Champion's Thunder Rosa, isn't it? Who's our champion? Oh, Deonna Purrazzo. Is she still the Impact Women's Champion? I've got a feeling she is not. I might be wrong. I will figure it out as we go along anyway. CM Punk now with Gresham up on the shoulder. Going to drop him face first across that top turnbuckle. I can't wait to find out as well when Ring of Honor is going to get TV back, because I really want to start watching Ring of Honor. With the new people they're going to be using, with Tony Khan running the show, I'm really looking forward to when they actually bring that back. It looks like they're going to have a pretty interesting roster with some of the AEW overflow, as well as more the Ring of Honor guys. Well, I think it must be coming close, because I've noticed in the last couple of weeks of AEW, like Dark and Elevation, we've seen quite a few people who are a lot higher level than what they normally use, and people that Ring of Honor used a bit of as well. Likes of Warhorse, Maxi Impaler, Heidi Howitzer. We've also seen the likes of Josh Brooks and that in the past as well, so I do think he has sort of kept a hold of quite a strong roster. And of course, Brian Cage is going to be one of the main men there. Samoa Joe's going to be part of it. Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham. So it's going to be a really good roster, I think. Again, no lights for some reason. And the fourth entrant is going to be the Triple R Champion, or the Triple R Champion, El Hijo de Vikingo. Or the Viking. I'm not sure. It looked easy when I read it in my head, and then now I'm actually saying it out loud. It just doesn't sound. It sounds weird. Of course, he's a lot more high flying than what he's used to, and this might be a bit of a record, you know, because El Hijo Vikingo, however you pronounce his name, is walking in here, and he's straight away in a championship match. I think this is his debut. He is on the rankings, although he has never wrestled. So he's got a debut match for an opportunity to fight for the SWE Championship. That doesn't really happen. Not anymore, anyway, because we've got such a big roster. to walk in that position is fantastic, really. And it adds another high-quality wrestler that I not really know much about. Literally, he's in this match because he is the AAA champion. And I've looked into him a little bit and seen some really cool stuff from the recent Triple Mania. And I'd like to see more of him. I think definitely in the Cruiserweight division, he's going to be one of the interesting members that we might be able to get some really cool stuff out of. So still 2 men left in the pods. They are the Impact champion Josh Alexander and the IWGP Heavyweight champion Jay White. Of course, one of these 6 men will go on to night number 8 to face off against Kenny Omega for the SWE World Championship. Inverted 450 by Vikingo and a jackhammer. And Vikingo just eliminated CM Punk. Wow. That is a debut, isn't it? CM Punk is gone. And there goes Gresham from Roman Reigns as well. Okay, so Gresham is out. That drops him down to a +1. Vikingo, of course, goes up to a +1. CM Punk is going to drop down to a +9. What have I just done? Okay, I'll change that. Okay, yeah, it's fine. CM Punk drops down to a +9. And Roman Reigns, that was it, wasn't it? I was trying to remember who got that other elimination. Roman Reigns is going to move up to a +11. Right, I think we're up to date with those 2 quick eliminations. So only 4 men left in this match now. 2 big names already eliminated. And Jay White to be the final person to enter this match. I'm surprised CM Punk is gone. And Jonathan Gresham as well. Of course, Gresham was one of the 2 starters. Gresham and Punk were both the starters, weren't they? And they could not survive the entirety. Oh! El Hijo de Vikingo dived towards Roman Reigns and got Superman punched out of the air, but just about survives. Josh Alexander there able to manipulate time and space for a split second. As Jay White getting ready. He's fresh. Oh! Roman Reigns jumps over the top of Vikingo and drops Josh Alexander with a Superman punch. Big clothesline now by Vikingo, taking down Roman Reigns. As the clock counts down, ready for the introduction of Jay White. Inverted 450. The knees were up by Reigns. Here comes Jay White. So one of these 4 men will be facing Kenny Omega for the SWE Championship. There's the jackhammer by Reigns. That's how he eliminated Jonathan Gresham, but not going for the pin like he did to get the win over Jonathan Gresham. This time looking to continue the assault. Just launching Vikingo to the ground before now dropping him with a pin, forearm across the face. It's not enough. Jay White back up then with the dragon screen. You see Jay White and Roman Reigns seem to be avoiding each other and going after their 2 opponents as Reigns, incredible strength, deadlift and Alexander up into the powerbomb. And El Hijo de Vikingo just completely flattened the referee, and now Roman Reigns locks in that front guillotine hold. And this is going to be very, very tricky for Vikingo to get free from. I think he has, though. I think Roman might have let him go. Roman realized that he was down and out, and the best thing to do was pin him, and that was the right move as Roman Reigns picks up his 2nd elimination of the match. El Hijo Vikingo is gone, which puts him back down to a 0. He got 1 elimination, then was eliminated. So it's not the end of the world for him, but it's not ideal. We're down to the final 3. Roman Reigns, Josh Alexander, and Jay White. And at the moment, it's Reigns who is really on form. 2 eliminations already and looking super dominant. But Josh Alexander catches him. Oh my god, what is all that again? Josh Alexander is just a walking glitch, not a walking weapon. Jay White now spinning Reigns down. And maybe, whoever's made this chorus spelled Josh Alexander's name wrong on the back of his jumpsuit. They missed the L out of it. It says Alexander. Yes. Okay, well, I can't take the piss because, I mean, this is a really iffy core. It looks good. It's the best one around, but they spelt the name wrong on the actual core itself. They called him Jose Alexander. The name spelt wrong on the back of the jumpsuit. But, I mean, I can't moan. I wouldn't be able to create a core that looked anywhere near that close to the actual person I was trying. I don't know if it's that difficult with like face scans and that sort of stuff to actually make them. I really don't know, but I still haven't got the patience or ability to actually do it myself anyway, so I can't moan too much. Reigns sliding up the back, and a big German suplex on Jay White on the steel. Of course, a fin matting? A thing matting there, but it's not much at all. It's not going to protect you from clashing your spine on that steel. Jay White now sending Roman Reigns back into the ring. And Jay White and Josh Alexander were working together, and Josh Alexander has been turned on now. Jay White seeing an opportunity. And Jay White, gets taken down there by Josh Alexander, who rolls through with that kick. And Alexander now has the leg of Reigns, trips him, takes him down, and now drops his body weight across the knee. And Josh Alexander, I must admit, I didn't realise he had this sort of technical background to him. Potentially, he could be an option for the Pure Championship when we bring that one in. As Alexander now taking up Roman Reigns and drops him. And Jay White just dives on top. Jay White trying to steal the point. Josh Alexander's going to let it happen because he just wants Roman Reigns out of this, but Jay White really desperate to try and steal whichever extra point he can get. He didn't get it, though, as Reigns was able to kick out. Oh, God. A nice cold beer on a hot day, I tell you. Josh Alexander in with that tombstone pile driver on Jay White, now dropping into the pin. 1, 2, and Jay White able to break free. Roman Reigns straight away grabbing Josh Alexander, going to take him up. And dumps him outside onto the steel. What's Reigns' plan here? Sending Josh straight into the plastic pod. Alexander now launching Jay White out the way. And Reigns sending Alexander back into the ring as well. Roman Reigns is in full control here. The only man on his feet. And now Reigns stalking the grounded Alexander. In with a guillotine chokehold. Will this be enough to force Josh Alexander out of the match? It is. Josh Alexander has to tap, and Roman Reigns with his third elimination of the match is going to move himself up to a plus 13, while Josh Alexander was on 0 after 2 matches. Now going to drop down to a -1 after 3 matches. Jay White now taking Reigns up in with a brainbuster. Where is Jay White in our ranking system? Not Dana White. Jay White currently on +7, and it could be even higher with that switchblade hit on Reigns. Will this be enough? 1, 2, and 3, and Jay White gets the win. Jay White gets the win. He moves up to a +9 in the rankings. Roman Reigns going to lose 1 point, but he's gained a few in this one. And he drops down to a +12. But there we go. We now know that Jay White will be Kenny Omega's opponent for the SWE Championship on night number 8. And, wow. I mean, that's a really good way to do it, isn't it, really, I suppose? Let's take the actual New Japan versus AEW theme to the end, as we will see AEW versus New Japan in the main championship match of the entire pay-per-view. But there we go. Jay White is victorious in this Elimination Chamber. He will go on to face Kenny Omega. Tomorrow, we'll see Kenny Omega going up against Bret Hart in one-on-one action. AJ Styles will team with Seth Rollins to take on Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. We've got a fatal 4-way elimination tag team match for the women's tag team #1 contendership. Team Bad representing WWE of Sasha Banks and Naomi. Well, representing WWE for now. Odu Tai from Stardom, B. Priestley and Jamie Hayter. The Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, representing Impact Wrestling. And the Queen Kongs, Aja Kong and Amazing Kong, representing AJW. And then we'll finish things off with another Elimination Chamber, this time for the European Championship #1 contendership. We'll have Drew McIntyre representing WWE, Will Ospreay representing New Japan, Miro representing AEW, Nick Aldis representing NWA, Mark Haskins representing Ring of Honor, and El Ligero representing Progress Wrestling. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, especially if you got this far, because this was a long episode, just like our actual pay-per-view was going to be. So yeah, I love you and leave you. Good night, God bless, I'll be the same. See you all tomorrow, bye-bye.